Rasulillah, marhaba بالجميع. My name is Mahmoud Sikaly. I'm internal medicine resident at SUNY Downstate University program. And in this lecture series, I'll be talking about the US system and how to reach there. Before starting, I'd like to thank زميلنا حاتم عفانة who took the initiative to arrange this and make this possible. So it will be 3 lectures. In the first lecture, we'll be talking about a general introduction about the system in the United States. And the second one, how to reach there. And in the third one, if we can talk if we've missed something in the first 2 lectures, and if there is any comments or any questions that we can answer in the third lecture. So for today, we will be talking about the targeted audience. We'll be also talking about the overview of the US system, what's good, what's bad about it. We will talk briefly about life, social, and financial in the United States, and we will end up like a rough estimate of how much does this thing cost and whether it's worth it or not. So to start with, these lectures will be mainly targeted for the medical student and the fresh graduate from Gaza. Having said that, like anyone at any point can like benefit from this and can pursue this pathway. Also, before starting, I'd like to make something clear: is that getting to the United States is very difficult, but it's totally possible. Because before starting, I had this perception is that like reaching the United States it's almost impossible, and how could someone from Gaza إنه يصل اليونايتد States? This is something big. But going through the journey, I'm saying like it's totally possible, it's totally doable. But it needs a lot of effort, of course, like need a lot of effort and a lot of money to do that. So, like, how's the system here in the United States? In general, for someone who's like, American US citizen, in order to reach the like residency and fellowship, first, what they like do undergrad. So they will study baccalaureus في biology, chemistry, even like engineering, fine art. After they finish this 4 year or their bachelor, they will do an exam here that qualify them to enter medical school. And in this medical school, they will usually spend 4 years of medical training. They will do their steps. After finishing, they apply for residency and residency training. And after this point, either they can go to work directly, or they can go for the to continue their training in a fellowship, specialty, and sub specialty. So how does it look for us as IMGs, which is stand for International Medical Graduate, like people or doctors who graduate from outside the United States? How does it look like for the people who are graduated from as an international medical graduate? So we come at this point, we already finished our medical school. We got the MD or MBBS. We will do our steps, which is the United States Medical License Exam, and we will get this certificate, Educational Commission for Foreign Medical Graduate, which allow us to participate and to compete for to get a training position. By the way, we'll talk about all of this, the USMLE and the CFMG, in the next lecture. Also, for the US graduate, they enter medical school, do the United States Medical License Exam, and they will also participate in something called the match. So how it's done in the United States is that all the training program, almost all of them, all over the United States, they will offer the training position that they have at the same time. And all the applicants, either US graduate or international medical graduate, they use the same system, like certain system, to apply for these positions. So almost all of the positions in the United States offer at the same time, and all applicants, US graduate and international medical graduate, compete for the same position at the same time. And at the end, there's something called the match, which is like the main purpose is to match the applicant with the training position available. And if you successfully match at this point, you will get a residency training position. And afterward, you could like go to working directly, or you could continue your training in a specialty and sub specialty. This system, like everything, like you and the US graduate do the same exams and apply at the same time through the same system for like the same position. It makes like a bit easier. It's like the mainstreaming all of this and more organized, but at the same time, it's making more competitive for everyone to get accepted. Position that you could apply for, you have the internal medicine, family medicine, pediatric, emergency medicine, surgery, anesthesiology, obstetric and gynecology, also orthopedic, ophthalmology, ENT, all of these positions. So here the question is that, can I get a surgical position in the United States? The short answer, yes, you can. Many people are from around the world every year applying to the United States and getting accepted to a surgical position. A more detailed answer is that usually like the training position in the internal medicine, pediatric, and family medicine is way like there is many a training program compared like with the surgery or orthopedic, like training position are very limited. So like most of the international medical graduate apply for these specialties, but like still if you are interested in the surgery, you could work in your CV from early on, and you could apply and get accepted in the surgery as well. So now, what's the good things about the system or the training here in the United States? The first thing is that like you, after you finish, you get board certified from a board certificate from the United States, and this is like it still have like it's prestigious position. So like you can go anywhere in the world, and with a board certificate that you have, you could find a job there. Second thing is that like there is an organization that overlook all the training program in the United States and set a criteria for like to maintain the quality, also set criteria for to protect the resident from abusing of or like over working, and this is important like in order to maintain like to prevent abuse of the like intern or resident and make them work like very long hour. A third thing and the important thing is that it here in training in the United States has a specific time frame. What I'm meaning by that is like actually when you are like accepted to a training position, you are accepted like for a training position. You are not working there. You are being trained, and the program has a certain obligation to train you, educate you, and provide some time, like not like but like overload on you, to provide sometimes for you to for education, for reading, for doing exams, or doing research as well. If you compare it with other countries, in other countries, like when you are accepted for a job. So you have the obligation to show up and like to meet certain work load, and they don't have like an obligation to train you. But here there's, for example, if you are get accepted to internal medicine, after 3 years, hopefully you will be graduated and you will have your board certificate. One more thing is that here the training, and most of the people are talking English, so there is no need to learn a new language, and this is a good thing. One more thing, it's like an important thing, it's United States an important and main destination for international medical graduate. So when you like thinking of starting your journey, you will have a plenty of resources from people around the world, and they have been coming here to this country for now for many years. So you have plenty of resources to help you how to pass your exams, how to apply, how to find just clinical experience, or how to find to apply for a position here. And one final thing here, there is a great potential. So if you are interested in academia or academic work, or interested making some money, here in the United States you have many opportunities in order to achieve that. You could go for research, work in a university and teaching. Also, you could also start working and start making money as well if you are not interested in academia. Now we can talk about what's the not the bad part about coming here in the United States and training here. So here it's either all or none. So before starting your training, you have to finish everything. You have to finish your steps and do some clinical experience, some research, and then apply through the match. And if you get accepted, you can start working and start your training. And in case you are not accepted, you have to repeat this process again and again. Especially if you don't have the citizenship or a green card. But in other cases, in other countries, usually they after you make one exam, they allow you to start your training and to start working while you are preparing for the other exam. And this is you can start making some money here and to help support your journey. Here in the United States, it's no. You either you have to finish everything before start your training. Another thing is that all jobs are advertised at the same time, and you doctors from around the world and also US doctors will compete at the same time for the same job. This makes things easier, more streamed, but also make things more competitive on how to do it and how to navigate through that. I will talk shortly about the social life. So here in the United States, because before coming, I had this perception is that most of the Americans are rude and they have racism, especially for someone coming from Middle East or someone from Arabic or Muslim background. But coming here in the United States to begin with is very diverse. It's made from immigrants from all around the world who come here to establish themselves, to work or to study. And American people in general, they are easygoing and they are friendly, easygoing. It's not difficult to deal with them. And almost every cities here in the United States, especially the big cities, you will have a strong Arabic and Muslim community, and you will have shops, restaurant, masajid, جالية أنت ممكن تتواصل معها. Now in residency, to start with, they have to respect your cultural and religious background. So you can say this is I'm Muslim, I'm Arabic, these are my values, and they have to respect it. They cannot intervene or talk about this. And also there is like big emphasis about zero tolerance against discrimination or racism. So whenever like if you like you felt that you are a victim of discrimination or racism based on your religion or culture or cultural background, you could always go to the program directory and talk about this. And also like you could escalate it to higher level even if you didn't feel that you get your right in lower ends. Like of course I'm like saying that this is in general and this is based on personal experience. I'm sure there's cases there where there was like discrimination against them and there was like abuse against them. I'm not saying like it's totally like utopia and situation here is very like great, but like in general it's good. Like money. So in while you are resident, so إنه محسوبة إنه they will give you a salary that it's enough to give you a decent life. So it will cover the rent, your personal expenses, and sometimes you can get like a car, and also like you could save a little bit of money as well. Then after working, you will start like make a good amount of money, and you can do whatever you want. So like for this journey, how much does it cost? Like to put a rough estimate, it will be something around 25,000 dollars. You need some money for your steps, around about like $3,000, and also some money if you want to do a US clinical experience between $3,000 and $5,000. And also you need some money like about five to $7,000 when you applying through the match and also other expenses. This is in general, it will be different from person to other based on his or her journey. And like to be honest, like this is not like an easy number. This is a good amount of money that you have to pay beforehand in order to reach a training position here in the United States. Um, it's not easy, but like I would say, this is a one life time investment. You could like think about it's like an investment that you make in order to reach your goal and وربك بيسهل in general like إنه المصاري بتتدبر. So now how's the situation nowadays in the United States? Every year it's getting more and more competitive. But at the same time, every year, more and more international medical graduate getting matched here in the United States. If we looked at this figure, in the bare bill, it see the number of position available and in the green, it says the number of applicant applying every year. If we see like with years, the number of position offered has been growing more and more. But at the same time, the number of applicants has been growing as well. And in each year, the number of applicants is greater than the number of the position available. So every year there is a competition there. But also, like if we look at the other figure, this is from 2020, the year I have matched in 2019, about 7,000 international medical graduate apply, and about like 59% of them have matched. In the next year, 2020, about like 7,300 people applied, and 61 of them got matched. So, like, uh, despite all of this, what they are saying, like it's getting more and more competitive, okay, but it, despite all of that, like more and more people getting matched in the United States from the international medical graduate. Um, by the way, the international medical graduate, including even like US citizen who studied outside the United States. I'd also like to be honest, uh, they are like working to limit this number, the number of international medical graduates coming in the United States every year to train. They are like putting more restriction in the visa process, and also they are changing the exam, USMLE exam structure to make it it will be more difficult for international medical graduate to get accepted. But like to be honest, like every year, like around 7,000 people getting here in the United States. This is like a large number, and it will be like difficult for them like to change everything in one night or one day. It will be a longer process. Um, so to end with, it will be like it's like it's sometimes it will be very difficult to think about the future, given all of the uncertainties around us, especially like for someone coming from غزة. غزة واضح الحصار والمعابر والفيز ووضع الكورونا هالأيام والtravel restriction and the changes happening in the United States. So like yeah, like to be honest, it's, like sometimes it will be very difficult to think like or even like to plan for the future of like some big steps. Thinking big steps like coming here to the United States, giving all of this happening around the world, or all of this uncertainty. And like how to deal with this, like to be honest, I have no like clear answer how to deal with all of that. But also like في حديث النبي إنه عن أبي هريرة رضي الله عنه قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم: المؤمن القوي خير وأحب إلى الله من المؤمن الضعيف، وفي كل خير، احرص على ما ينفعك واستعن بالله ولا تعجز، وإن أصابك شيء فلا تقل لو أني فعلت كان كذا وكذا، ولكن قل قدر الله وما شاء فعل، فإن لو تفتح عمل الشيطان. So in general, like everyone should like focus in على إنه what's benefit him, like ما ينفعك في الدين والدنيا والآخرة، وإنه دائما نستعين بالله ولا تعجز، إنه ربنا بيسهل. And if someone like working hard to get something, most of the time he will be able to لو كان إنه مقدر لك الإشي you will achieve your goal. And if not, you will find something, like for sure you will find something else. إنه دائما إنه استعن بالله وتوكل وربنا بسهل. إنه بتذكر like before starting my journey, like I decided to come to the United States, and like at the same year, like Trump got elected. So it was okay, like what's going on, and all of this was going on. At the beginning it will be like it's always will be difficult. بس إنه ربنا بسهل بعدين، وإنه لو الواحد مكتوب له حي like he will achieve that إن شاء الله. So like one question, is it like worth it to put all of this effort, all of this money to reach the United States? I would say it's a personal preference. It's totally up to you, and you could decide whether this like work for you or not. But on my experience, it's totally worth it. This was our first lecture, and in the next lecture إن شاء الله هنحكي how to reach the United States. هنحكي شوية عن the steps, how to get US clinical experience, and how to do like to get research position, and some resources that could help as well. Thanks everyone for listening, and hopefully we will meet you next in the next lecture إن شاء الله.